Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, daily inventory, and chance to take a breath. I hope everybody's having that magnificent, amazing morning. Mine's going pretty good. You know, you always hear me talk about time management because I still don't grasp what that is. So, I am so amazed I can actually get here and start this thing by 7:15. So, kudos to me. So, what are we doing here anyway? We are doing, what, a daily inventory? A chance to check in with the universe. See if we have any angers or resentments or tips or tricks. Somebody had made a quote yesterday from I forgot the author's name. I'm trying to think of what the author's name is, but I really liked it. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. That is like a really, really good quote. We see the world as we are. Not as it is, but as we are. And I think that really does reflect, you know, when we're doing the tarot, when we're meditating, we are trying to see past the veil. Trying to see past, good morning, Jenny. Trying to see a little bit more. So that's why I like to consider it a daily inventory and a chance just to check in. Or as I like to say, the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And that's why I use the tarot, so I can do that and see. So, where are my feet at? My feet, personally, are flat on the floor. And I'm rolling my ankles, and God, that feels good. And then checking in with the butt, doing the kitty dance, getting that all comfortable. And the shoulders, where I automatically just start breathing. So let's just see if we can take that breath for the morning. Then where's our neck at? And I just felt my body just kind of melt away. Good morning, Angelina. There we are. So, let's see what the universe has for us on this exciting, going to be 76 degrees today. Sunny. Oh my goodness. We're talking about planting a little grove out there. I want to call it Bocce Grove because Bocce was our dog and we have him buried out in the corner of our yard. So I want to create a nice little grove out there. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe, each one a different thought or idea, and if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because believe it or not, this stack will lead down one path. And this stack will lead down a totally different conversation from this stack. So, today, let's take the top stack, or what I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we don't even see it. You know, I always say that each morning, but I never quite explain it. So the top, I think of it as the head. And then the middle, I think of as the heart. So we're going down. And then the bottom one is all those things that are underneath. So I see the stacks as 3 different layers. So I'm going to do hour, 3, and 1. And I'm going to flip each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. Today, our first card is the Tower. Or as Hollywood have us say it, the Tower of Destruction. But originally this card was called La Maison Dieu. People have heard me tell this story. La Maison Dieu, this is the lightning struck tower. And then of course I love to ask people, when I see the tower, What is the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And I ask this because the tower, being the lightning struck tower, is not about the death and destruction and we're going to lose everything and da 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 da. But the one thing that generally hurts worse than a lie is the truth. And so when we see the tower, we have an option. It's about seeing the truth that we probably even know. Would we rather see the tower come down so that we can build up on a new foundation? Or sometimes we prefer to stay where we are. And so that's what the tower is asking us. The next card is the Ten of Swords, or as I call the I'm okay card, because the guy's got his little fingers right there saying, I'm okay. Swords are the element of air, and swords are our thoughts and our ideas, and they're sometimes our anxiety. And so one sword, great idea. Four swords, four legs on a table, that's stability. But as we start building up swords, as we start holding on to these ideas and these anxieties, they build up and they build up. And when we get to 10, we're using the numerology of 10, 1 to 10. And like I like to explain that. I wonder if people get tired of hearing it, but 1 to 10. If we think of it like a race, 10 is not the finish line. 9 is the finish line. 10 is what we do with the winnings. A 10 is a 0 and a 1. So it's starting the cycle over. It's about letting go of all the swords. It's about turning this card upside down so all these swords can finally fall out. It's about being sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, Mina, wonderful person that she is, she sent me a video. And this guy was holding a glass. It's this big, okay, full of water. And he said, how much does this weigh? And people in the video they're saying, well, it looks like about an 8-ounce glass. Somebody says maybe a 10-ounce glass. So how much does that weigh? And he's like, but how much does this weigh over time? He's like, this is only a 4-ounce glass. But what if I hold on to this for an hour? My arm is starting to really struggle and if I hold it for 2 hours, it starts feeling tense and it's like sore and it just wants to go down. And eventually, I can only hold this glass for so long before it weighs so much, I have to put it down. So that's the 10 of Swords. It's when we're ready to put the glass down. So let's see what the next card is. It is the Knight of Pentacles. So it's a much more serene scene, isn't it? And the knight is element of fire. I mean, look at this guy. Even his plume almost looks like a fire, right? But it's kind of drooping because coins are the element of earth. So, and earth is about being grounded. Earth is about home health and finances and all those things like that. So the Knight of Fire, he wants to be running, he wants to be charging. But this is not a charger. This is not a plow. This is a plow horse. It's about standing still and getting ready for movement. It's about making plans. He's got fields here where maybe he's got seeds planted. He's taking notes about things like that. So it's about moving on. It's difficult. He's not on this fiery steed, but maybe he needs to slow down. Maybe he needs to assess. Maybe he needs to look at why these fields are not green. It's against his nature not to run. But this knight is breathing. He's breathing in the earth. So today, and we still have the advice card, but think about the things that we've gone through or could be going through, the anxieties that we might feel from these things. We are so inundated with information through our phones and through our computers that maybe we need to just kind of let it go and take a look at our fields. We're so busy being distracted by all the noise that maybe we need to just slow down, which is against our nature, and maybe assess our fields. Maybe see what we need to grow. Maybe see what's not being paid attention to. But let's turn over the advice card. And it is the Fool. So here we have two majors. So in the tarot, the minors like these are just day-to-day cards. It's the majors that we pay attention to. So we have the Tower and we have the Fool. And the Fool is sometimes oblivious, doesn't see things, just kind of like wandering off a cliff. And that can be fine, because we can just have faith that it's like, you know what? We're going to be okay, regardless of what this little doggy says. But when it's reversed, we're just kind of walking along blindly. And when we finally open our eyes, just accept where we are. It's like, oh my gosh, am I really feeling this? When we recognize maybe some of the anxieties we might have, or some of the things that we're doing to ourselves that aren't healthy, that cause an anxiety, maybe we can let that stuff go and just realize that, maybe we need to start fresh. Maybe we need to slow down, which is against our nature, and assess where we are. So today is about acceptance, slowing down, and assessing where we are and seeing things as we slow down. So, and with that, once again, my goodness, I hope everybody has that amazing, amazing day. What is today? Is today really Wednesday? So, enjoy your midweek hump. And I hope that everybody has a chance to just go outside and take a deep breath. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thanks again. You're welcome, Maureen.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand, whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures